Hello, 2:41 p.m. 1/7/2018. I hope this volume's fine. I've got it pretty high. I'm gonna adjust it here. Well, maybe not. These are a good headset. I'm telling you. It's not letting me deal with it. Okay, well, I came on here for was about this crime concealment between 93 and 95. This should have come up and never did, and I don't know what to do about it. Do I call and talk to law enforcement about it? If there was a crime at my house, okay, she would have been concealing whatever crimes were committed against her by not reporting them. Do you see what I'm saying? This all came as such a shock back then that my brain was just knocked clear out of my head. You know what I'm saying? In the way that I needed to be having it so I could think. I was not able to. And obviously I didn't have very good help with thinking these things through, because here it is all this time later. But if there was a crime, she concealed it, alright? Engaged in a cover-up to keep it concealed by not reporting, okay? Now, the flip side, sort of, is that it wasn't John Myers concealing the crime. He and I both got her to therapy. I brought it up that she needed it. He began to notice it after the specific incident that he caught her and I. We were either arguing when he woke up, or I don't know what exactly. To tell you the truth, I can't pin it down right now. But people that are trying to conceal a crime most certainly don't take their victim to therapy. I've gone over this in another video. They're guardful of them. They're watchful of them. They keep them basically at arm's length. You see what I'm saying? Didn't go off like he and I went off to shop or have coffee out on South 65 when our friend Carolyn worked out there. Wouldn't have let her go to church with my parents or on campouts or to the cabin. I've been over all this. He would have been very greedy with her. You know, no, she's staying here with me. You know? Or no, we're not going off for that length of time and leave her here with 3 telephones at work. Are you nuts? I've got a crime here to conceal. You see what I'm getting at? The concealment is on her. All of a sudden, hello, excuse me, but I have 2,100 times rape to report. As if she was trying to buy a really long length of time that reporting 2,100 single rapes, conjured in her mind that each one would be a report and each one would go to the next one and the next one till it's 2,100 reports long, not just one report of 2,100. Do you see what I'm saying? Like in her mind, she had concocted some kind of scenario that, gee, if I report 2,100 rapes all at one time, I've got this span of time. I'm buying myself a span of time to do something else. I don't know what that something else could be, though. Because we are talking about the mind of someone who, for one, probably got brainwashed at a commune. And for two, even if she didn't get brainwashed at a commune, her grades weren't very high, even by her own mother. Her mother didn't cheat her out of the grades, I can tell you that. Her mother gave her like C's, because when she got to Missouri and she started getting into school, she was a C student. That's an M for average. See, there were two different grading scales. We had one a while, and then it went to another different way. A, B, C, D, E, and F, okay? And E, S, M, I, and F. We had I think the A, B, C, D, E, F one in the first few years of school, like elementary to junior high. And then we stepped up to high school, and it was E, excellent, S, superior, M, average, I, inferior, and F, failure. ESMIF. So, I mean, if you're watching this, you can correct me on that or make a note of, what your take on that was. But anyway, she was an average, or maybe even partly below average, which would be an M minus, from whatever standards they hold there in Iowa, compared to what we hold here in Missouri, or what are held here in Missouri by the school board. Because we vote on, I think, the people for the school board, but we don't vote on their issues. Like, are we going to have meatloaf every Monday for the rest of time? Or, is it going to be ESMIF or ABCDEF? I don't think they bring those things to the vote. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, John was lenient with her and let her go to these places. With my parents, with the school, with the church, and to exit therapy. He's not concealing by denying her to go these places, to be with other people and to try to make friends and be in a social situations, etc. And the way this was all just glided over, just totally under the table. Because in the same realm of things, he wasn't the one who tried to get her for his custody. He wasn't the one calling up his ex or writing or going there saying, I really want custody of that girl. I really, really, really think you ought to let me have custody. You had her this long. Let me have her, for a while at least. She contacted us. She had been making the contacts as far back to when we lived on South Washington at this house we rented from his boss before we moved to that big old freaking cold house out on East Boonville. And then from there, I think we went to 5th Street, or 4th Street, the little duplex one, near the post office, and then to our South Washington place. It wasn't him doing the asking. It was his wife. And she had contacted us, like I had started to say, at that house on further South Washington. See, we had the South Washington house that was south of the high school on that curve. You take a part of the Katy Trail from the high school down, and it would come right out in front of our South Washington house there. It was just off of 12th. Basically at 12th and Washington. But then later on, after those moves I mentioned, we ended up further north on South Washington downtown. So see, we had two South Washington houses. And the house on South Washington and 11th, or on 12th, that I'm talking about, was painted blue with white trim. Okay? So, but anyway, she had sent a child support check back to John saying, you all can use this more than I can. We don't really even use money here. I know I'm sounding kind of gruff. I got out this morning in the weather. When I got to the store, it was spitting rain. I got in as quickly as I could, but when I got home after the store, I was doing some sneezing, so I probably came down with something else. Tomorrow I'll be a mess again, because it got up to 35 in our little world. Okay, in southwest Missouri today. I looked earlier before I left. I thought, oh, okay, we're at heat wave with this one. It's not 2 and 3 below today or thereabout. Today is heat wave at 35. I'm going to the store. I'm going to have breakfast, because I hadn't been out of this house in that car since probably before New Year's. I might have gone to the DG and got a few things. I'd have to check. I normally mention either in a comment or in a post that I had been to the store. So, but anyway, I wanted to try to maybe get that straightened out in your all's mind, that he wasn't the concealer, she was, and he wasn't the one doing the asking to get her there. It was his wife wanting to get them out of there, and her reason for being was that they had just become too much for her, So anyway, I'm not going to go there. People are individual in the way they do things and perceive things. So anyway, thanks for watching.